course something was supposed to go wrong. Well, hopefully now the vertical version is working. I thought it was already working. Apparently it wasn't, so let's just pop out the chat over here. Hello. And usually the people that type the fastest are people from TikTok. So let's go and look for that. Let's go look for that chat. Yeah, okay. Hello, Santino. How are you? Alright, so let's pop out this other chat, which I also neglected. Don't be like me. Okay. Yeah. So many questions. Uh, so many questions without answer. Alright. Just hit the freaking thing there. Now we're all set up. Everybody should be where they should be, wherever that may be for you. If you decide to join or watch this afterwards, hello Stephanie, how are you? Nice to see you. Well, to know that you're around, rather. So, okay. As I was saying, I'm going to do this fellow right here because yeah, I didn't like the picture that I had left on the dynamic poses that I went and like chose before, and yeah, I'm just gonna go for this. I already did a wolf, but it doesn't hurt to do another one, so that's what I'm gonna do today. Alright, intro after intro. Yeah, I apologize for that. Okay, I have the first shot. Let's go ahead and do the second shot. El Alan, thanks for joining. Might do kind of a quick version of this, so let's see how it goes. This picture's like, I think, easier in some ways. I can remove this. Wow. I didn't have much sleep yesterday, so pardon me if I'm all over the place. And that's supposed to affect your creativity, but at the moment there's not much I can do about the amount of hours I can sleep, so yeah, I just have to deal with it. Power through. That was rough. Am I going to be cold? I hope not. The holiday is around the corner, so I don't want to be sick for Christmas. Thank you. I'm probably, I don't know, next week. I think Monday is like 2021, so I might stream that day. But I'll probably take off a few days for the holidays. So keep that in mind. I'll try to post something about that, so I don't leave people in the dark about the streams I do. It's also that I don't have a huge following. Like, it's just some people that want to join, or they randomly join and just out of curiosity. Or of course, there's some of you that uh, like tune in and watch for like constantly. So I wanna not leave you guys on the dark about when I am going to stream or what I'm up to in some things. I don't know what I'm going to do for this week blog. I'm going to try to come up with something. Let's see what I can do about that. No, actually, the nose should be like around there. And it looks all black, but I'm pretty sure it should be. Let's see if I can. Um, I don't know. My dog is all away from me. Maybe I'll look for another reference just in case. I know I had another wolf around here somewhere. Hmm. I'm gonna bring it back here. So maybe this is me making it up. There should be like something there. Yeah. Okay. I just cannot see it. Alright. Bum 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 bum. Oh. I think I did the wrong angle here. Probably hit the eyes are too small. I don't know how much I want to focus on the muscle structure below the skin. Hmm. Alright. Yeah, he reads. He reads good enough, even though like you have all the structures here. Yeah, this is way more like how Da Vinci used to draw with all the circles. But his stuff looked really natural. So like I may be super clear. I don't draw like him. I'm just referring to the way he used to do things. So he would do like a lot of like circle, like represent muscles with circles. Circle. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. What's happening to my English right now? Like tongue twisters. Mm. Yeah. Going to see what I can find for this weekend to bench watch, binge watch. Again, my English apparently it worsened from yesterday to today for whatever reason. Kind of like this now. Yeah, I like wolves. Kind of identify myself with the whole lone wolf thing, even though I don't know how much they they could actually survive, because as we are, that like group people. Sometimes, yeah. Uh, our house is kind of like a weird mix of languages. Uh, People from my country mostly they speak Spanish, but here's the thing. In my case, I speak both languages, and like I noticed yesterday, the party that we went, that I'm not the only one, and we are not the only ones. If you go like to Puerto Rico, their whole language, like they have their own way of speaking Spanish, and it's not fully Spanish, it's Spanglish actually, and they mix it up all the time for every single sentence. They mix up words in English into Spanish. Uh, and I guess we have sort of a similar situation sometimes. We mostly speak in Spanish, but when we forget how to say something in Spanish, because we are translating all the time, we put in the word from the language that we remember the word as. So I remember the word in. Uh, so yeah, I hope that answers the question. Can get really confusing sometimes. Uh, Yesterday, as I said, I noticed that we're not the only ones. But to me, something that has happened is because most of my family doesn't speak English, or they kind of sort of understand it. Like I, without noticing, I put in an English word on something I said, and they just start looking at me weird because what the hell did you just say? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot that I mixed it up. Yeah, yeah. You end up like not thinking when you're translating from one language to another, and I think that's the ideal thing for for anyone that wants to learn a language, to eventually be able to do that without much thought. Even though I know I get some words wrong, like I know I'm not. I don't think I sound native, uh, but I can understand like English speaking people from all over the place. Maybe there's some like, I don't know, Ireland or something. Maybe Australians. They can get, depending on the place where they're from, because they also have their own slang, which I think is confusing even for English speaking people. Um, so yeah. Anyway, just went on a language tangent over here. Well, I already have a wolf here. 23 minutes in. Look at that. Yay. Yay. Okay. How much am I going to shade this? I know it's not perfect, as I always say, but it looks proper, and that's actually what I care about, that it does what it's supposed to do, looks the way it should look. With wolves in particular, if you're not used to drawing them, which I don't draw them all the time, and I try to draw them from memory, it just turns freaking awful. It looks awful. I don't like it. It doesn't, like, why did I, because, and I mentioned this, if it's something that you are usually drawing, then you can recall the details well well enough to translate it, but not always. Your mind starts to add stuff to whatever you're doing, so what I'm going to try to do is, I'm thinking, should I put a schedule as a post on YouTube? Should I put it on my Instagram? Should I put it in all of them? And oh, now that I think of it, I'm going to make like a schedule for that, and I'm going to, like, from all the social media, I'm going to just link it to my website. So on the website, if you go on the website, you can see what the what the schedule is gonna look like, or where am I going to, when am I going to stream. And I okay. Cool. Yeah, sounds cool to me too. Hopefully it works out. Um, Kind of like when bands speak about their tours. So you go to their website and the information is there. Kind of old school, but there's a reason why people do it. It's because it's effective. I'm just not that famous. Maybe I should just, instead of just drawing, just do like a full illustration every time. Probably. The level of commitment to an illustration is different. It's I wouldn't want to do a full illustration in an hour. I would want to take my time with it, whatever time it means. It can take an hour, but it can also take 8 hours or 60 hours because I'm doing like a particular technique or a specific detail. That's the social media um, paradox, I would say, because, well, it's not a paradox. It's just that for social media, they sort of want you to post like all the time, and they're saying that oh, don't post every day. For example, with Instagram, they're saying something along the lines that you shouldn't post every day because then it could uh, affect your your followers and such. Also, there's a lot of followers that have been like, apparently something going on with the platform that they've been removing followers all around, but they don't tell you. They don't tell you anything, so you're in the dark. As far as you know, is that the needle doesn't move at all. Rather, you just get less and less and less reach. So yeah, social media for artists is not the best unless you already have like a following and people know who the heck you are, what you do, and so you have to be like a you have to become sort of this preacher of sorts. Like you're doing a gospel all the time. I don't say I approve it, but that's just the reality of what it means to put yourself out there now. But at least something that I really appreciate about the internet is that I can post stuff and I don't have to, like, if somebody doesn't want to watch it, they don't have to. It's fine. If you post enough stuff, eventually people that like the stuff you do will see your stuff, and that starts to accumulate over time. But before, yeah, good luck, because there were all these gatekeepers that would just like, oh, you cannot get into a club because I don't know, you're not tall enough, you're not uh, skinny enough, you're not this, you're not that, you're not the profile that we're looking for, you're not in brand, you don't have enough followers, or well, now you don't have any enough followers is definitely a thing. On the other hand, if you have a bunch of followers, yeah, they just, oh, oh, are you Mr. Whatever? I don't know. It's a weird uh, mentality shift that people have depending on who they're talking to. But I guess to some extent it makes sense because like it has a social proof that this person has a track record. For that, yeah, like someone that uh, earned all those acolytes, they deserve recognition. Whoever makes an effort, and like it's like the Herculean, uh, Herculean, the jobs that Hercules got assigned. It's along the same lines. If you do a bunch of great deeds, then you deserve the praise and the recognition. But at the same time, it's a little bit unbalanced for certain professions because, like for example, doctors. Uh, I guess they have their own structure of recognition. Uh, but yeah, it fame doesn't mean what I'm trying to say is fame doesn't mean that somebody is better at something than other people or otherwise. It's just fame in and of itself. Um, so the different parts of I don't know why I got into this subject, but yeah, social media is a weird place. I think it would be better for artists to be able to. I guess the ones that have a lot of money, they basically just have a fee that they pay monthly, and they just promote the heck out of their accounts to blow them up. That's my guess. That's what they do. Uh, like growing organically, that's what I've been doing. For except for the when I did my deck of cards, that I promoted the deck of cards because I wanted to promote the project. Um, yeah, I haven't promoted my account that. Let me rephrase that. I tested like a couple of posts specifically on Instagram to see if he did something, and it kind of did, but I don't know. Maybe it was that I wasn't putting myself out there that much. So you have to. I don't know. I'm trying to be more uh, fearless in certain aspects Even though I don't think I've been the like the decisions I make is because I'm convinced that that's what I want to do. I don't vouch to vouch. Like I don't follow anyone that I don't like. I don't follow anyone. Basically, I just have my own internal compass. So I guess that connects to what I'm saying about the lone wolf. I kind of sound my own tune, and I guess that doesn't work for a lot of people because we are social creatures. So I have to like, I don't know, have this sort of make this sort of clicks, or I don't know how to describe it, but so what I'm saying is, even though the internet made it so that other people can become known for the things they do uh, professionally, there's still a little bit or quite a bit of people that have their privileged positions in relationship to others. Last 20 minutes. Uh, I don't know if that's high school, but I think that's life. Like, I mean, once you grow up, once you get out of that system, um, you can choose your own path, whatever that may be. Um, and I guess for people, it used to be perfectly fine if you like follow a profession and just get better at it, and you could do well with just your craft. But that has shifted quite a bit. So now we're in a kind of a gig era of sorts for a bunch of different reasons, and that has turned into sort of like a fame pageant or fame competition. It can be for any like choose a field, and you're gonna find people like trying to call attention to what they're doing because it's the way you can uh, move forward in your career or something a little bit more. Like if you can bring eyes into something that you did, then I guess it makes sense. This is a random rant of mine. Like the thing is, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that maybe as artists we want to be able, or at least some of us, uh, for our work to be the one that gets seen. And I mentioned that on my other blog that I did, like the blog I did last week. I was talking about that, and now I think it like start talking. Start showing your face. Start showing who you are, what your values are, that sort of thing. Um, Maybe it has always been like that, and I've been too naive to see it that way. Oblivious, probably. By the way, this picture is great. By come on, Chris. Chris. Sorry. Sorry, Chris in Eminsker. I don't know if I got that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. So my thought process is that in my mind it wouldn't make sense in the past, like if you go to a town and you see that someone made all the sculptures of a town, and like I don't know, gigantic installations and that artistic expressions without any question, uh, that person would become fairly easy, like the go-to person for that kind of thing. But now it would be like you go to a place. Oh, I've seen 20,000 of those. How many followers do you have? or or something like I haven't. Nobody has ever asked me that, but that would be like I don't know. It there's a Black Mirror episode where they kind of show something like this that I'm talking about. The the way you earn uh, money or credits in that society is by putting a show for people to watch. And I don't know, it's really fascinating because even though we're not at that point, like it's easily you can easily extrapolate how it would become something like that. And it's disturbing, as the show is supposed to be disturbing. Great show, by the way. Shout out to the people that made Black Mirror. It's a great show, with the caveat that the last the last season that I saw, it wasn't that great. Yeah, I would skip that one. So yeah, I don't have the answers for that. I just come on, this freaking song. I'm going to remove this song. It just sounds so cheesy. Like I was looking for kind of inspirational music, and that's kind of the best I could find on YouTube. Sorry. Okay. So far, so good. I'm happy with how this is going. What time is it? 46 minutes. Yeah, I just realized something. I saw somebody yesterday that I knew from before, and I didn't. It just hit me. I don't think that person remembers me at all. I kind of vaguely remember that person, but it just hit me that I did see that. I'm pretty sure I did. Really positive I did. I'm so bad at this social thing. Like, I'm so bad at it. I try to get better at it. I guess it that end up sounding all awkward and yeah. I should have get better at it when I was in high school. Now that you mentioned that, yeah. By the time I was in high school, it was like I was already, I guess, awkward, or maybe I was always awkward. I believe I wasn't that awkward when I was younger, way younger. But the thing is, I had to bounce between schools all the time growing up, and it got to a point that I was like, okay, this is the same freaking cycle. I don't even want to go through this again. So you kind of get over it and just want to do what you're supposed to be doing, that is studying. Like, you don't want to be uh, because it takes effort. Well, at least to me, at the time, it took effort for me to, like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, and like it wasn't when I was younger. I know it was way simpler. It's like just say hi to someone and you start a conversation, and then eventually you connect in a subject matter, you end up becoming friends. But after a while, and after having multiple bad experiences, you become wary. So I guess that's where the awkwardness comes in, or not abiding by social uh, standards. I'm speaking out of my own head. I know that often I overthink stuff. So what I mean is, I don't know how awkward I I get for other people. There's no way of knowing that. Uh, so, like, why am I talking about this? Because high school? I don't know. The lone wolf? Maybe it's a mix of all that. Huh? Yeah, I guess that's, yeah. Like, my wife tells me this all the time. I just get like, as I mentioned multiple times, I'm an introverted person for a lot of things. or introspective person, and I just became wary of people. There's people that you don't know, and all of a sudden they just start like saying some terrible things to you. Thank you, uh, Ty. Thank you. I was trying to read it on the other. I've seen you join my stream before. Glad you like it. So I guess that's something that you learn from bad experiences. That's why I said that it was more noticeable for me when I was already I had a bunch of bad experiences in different things. And I also think that like now that I have a daughter, I'm going to tell her this stuff, uh, because I don't want her to go through the same stuff that I went through. That you just have to curate the people you hang out with, and sometimes you just you're not a good fit, basically. Just like for a job. Oh, I don't fit the culture. I don't like it. Doesn't matter. It just means that you're not the right fit for that um, situation, person, whatever relationship. And that is something that I wish people like my parents would have reinforced on me growing up. Even though they like my mother was a lot like you just don't pay attention to what anybody says. Uh, but I didn't have that reinforcement of yeah you should curate the people you hang out with, and it's so true. Like you have to be super uh, acutely. Um, you have to develop sort of this. Um, I was gonna say nose. Yeah, well, español. In Spanish, I was gonna say olfato, but in English, I guess nose works fine. So you have to develop sort of this nose for when you're right fit or it doesn't, it isn't. So yeah, I guess my point is that maybe I don't have a point. Yeah, the sense, sort of like a sense, exactly, like uh, but it's not nose sense. Is uh, anyway, you understand what I mean. It's something that all of us develop. Intuition, yeah, yeah, intuition works too. Intu- Intuition protects you for a bunch of stuff, but what I mean is more like I guess it would be more like observation, like kind of see what people do, not what they say, sort of thing. If they tell you they're your friends, but they're not quite your friends, then probably they're not quite your friends. That sort of thing. Um, and the same thing applies in. the other way around. There's some people that on the outside they seem to be like kind of douchey, but in reality they're I don't know they're a softy person. So you have to kind of be uh, vigilant and observant of those things to kind of get people around you that actually care for you rather than people that are. Apparently there's a new term that I didn't know about. It's called op. I think that's how they say it, op. So they're opposition. They don't show you directly that they're an opposition towards you, but they are for whatever reason they might have. Maybe it's a valid reason, but you don't need you don't need somebody else's uh, disdain towards you. Uh, you don't have to be participant in it, and you're not responsible for it. So that would be something that I would also kind of try to instill in my daughter. So what I'm trying to say is filtering out people that are not a good match for your life. We should just don't think twice about it. And to that extent, well, I guess it connects back to what I was saying about social media. Social media is kind of like a filtering uh, place. Like if you don't want to see a piece of content, you just can scroll and move past it and look for something that you actually want to be watching. There's so many people making stuff now for all flavors and subject matters and so many. So that thing about like sort of, I guess when I was younger, often, and that's like now I'm like talking sort of like into therapy stuff. Um, I guess you try to show like be good to people regardless of who you're being good to, and that's a great thing to have. I don't repent being like that for a lot of people, but I do regret like not being super wary of who you actually uh, you spend your time on and dedicate sort of like an effort into building or trying to build a decent relationship with, whether it could be work, uh, friendships, doesn't matter. So yeah, that's something that you have to develop quite a bit of. Uh, So far, so good. Oh, we made an hour. Okay, so I'm quite happy with how this looks. I might do another shot just to be sure. Let me check something here real quick. So this is two. Let's see, one. Okay, two, okay, three. Okay, I did a fourth one. I think I'm good. All right. So I'll probably post the finished version for this one tomorrow. Yeah, quite probably. And yeah, kind of end the stream today. I'm going to check the calendar just to not leave anybody hanging. Where's the? Just check here. Come on. Oh my god. Life discontinued. This is so upsetting. This app is so upsetting. What the? No. What is this? This automatically went to a different chat and just started showing random messages that it doesn't have anything to do with me. Eh. Yeah, let's just leave this one. This does whatever he wants. So, let's see. Hey. Should be able to see. Ah, there you go. There's a calendar. I knew I had it. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, Julissa. Thank you. Alright, so today is Friday 20th and Saturday 21st. Monday's the 23rd. So I'll probably stream on Monday. I'm not gonna stream on the 24th or the 25th. So I guess we'll be back. Well, I'll do Monday and then Thursday, Friday, and I guess I can do like the 30th or the 31st. I don't know. It depends. It really depends. Maybe what I'll do, what a version that I can probably do is change it up. So I do it earlier, but I'll look into it a little bit more and just post it onto my website so people can know. I have to figure out how to post it properly. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'll post the finished version for this tomorrow. And for now, I guess thank you all for watching. I hope to see you next time. Bye, Stephanie. Bye, Julissa. If you're watching this in the future, I appreciate you. If you join for any of the other streams I have, thank you. Bye. Appreciate you. Consider hitting that like, subscribing, and all that good stuff. It helps me a bunch and it allows me to continue to try to follow this mad dream of mine. So, thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm going to end the stream now. Bye.